Hello everybody, welcome to Big and Little Outdoors. We are out just doing a little bit of fishing. Nothing real super fun and adventurous. Just trying to find a couple spots for early spring panfish. Still a little cold, they're out a little deep. They're there, they're not biting. You know the stories. I was using a Daiwa not ugly stick, a Daiwa noodle rod. It's a 12.5 foot. It's the new Daiwa. It's got a really nice wood grain going down it. I'm using an Okuma reel. Just cast beautiful, hands beautiful. Really good pull. What we want to talk to today is because we're talking about hunting already for next year. I got Timmy with me. Like I said, he's the youngest adult member of Big and Little. We have 2 women that are going to be joining us this year. My fiance, Lenny Schnicky's girlfriend, and my niece is also going to be joining us. She's 19, and I do believe we have 1 youth hunter that's able to hunt this year, maybe 2. The one's not sure if he wants to hunt or not, so we're waiting to see on that. So it'll be kind of interesting. So me and Timmy have been talking about different calibers and what we really like. Now, everybody has a round that they prefer, and everybody has an argument for that round. I love multiple different types of rounds because I like to be more adverse. You have, yes, a one all-around round that you can really use. To me, my perfect all-around round, if I want to go for small big game, which are like deer and things of that size, coyote, woodchuck, and stuff, I absolutely love a 22-250. To me, at 100 yards, when you hit a deer and you can put your fist through the rib cage and half the shoulder's missing on the other side out of a 22 caliber, that's insane. I mean, 22 caliber, everybody's like, oh, it's so small. But when you put that into the same cartridge size as a 243, neck it down, and you're shooting 3,800 feet per second from factory up to 4,800 feet per second, that is just insane. I mean, it's still the longest production rifle for speed. There's been no other round that's been produced as long. You got your 222 Swift. Okay, people, yes, 222 Swift. But where do you see them anymore? I don't, at least out where I'm at, we don't, they're not in our stores. I haven't seen a 22 Swift in a gun store in 15 years. I can find 22 250 brand spanking new. Your 17s. Okay, yeah, 17 is a lightning fast little gun, but you could kill a deer with it. I'm 100% sure of it. But still hasn't been produced as long as the 22 250. Your 204 is another amazing little round, but again, it's a newer round. Still hasn't been produced as long as a 22 250. My second round of choice would have to be a 30-30, just because that is a awesome gun. I had the Model 94 Winchester for years. I took many deer with it. It's a great brush gun. I actually sold that to my cousin. He was looking for a nice deer gun, and it's beautiful gun. They shoot amazing. They're not real powerful. You can still reach out 200-300 yards with them easily, but then again, a lot of guys don't like them. Doesn't have enough power for them. And third for my rifle, I'm going to have to say, and mine are all short action because I have different reasons for having my long action. My third one would be a 308. And the 308 is mine because I absolutely love a 308 over a 30-06. Even though, yes, a 30-06 is a long action, it is, to me, when you're only put two of the same identical boxes, 2 identical weights at 150 grain, you're only getting 100 feet per second faster. You're only getting 250 foot-pounds of knockdown more. Why do it? And they're not as accurate. I'm sorry, my grandfather had a 30-06. That thing, yeah, 4 in, 1, 2 out. My 308, I can touch all the holes all day long. It just shoots amazing. But that's the difference between a Savage 111 Trophy Hunter and a Remington 110 piece of shit. Sorry for my language, but I'm sorry. The 110 was a mass-produced piece of garbage. I mean, it was a nice-looking gun, but there was a lot of flaws with the 110. I mean, the 700 was probably the best rifle ever made, but even that had flaws for Remington with going on with the trigger and safety and the firing pin issue. But, you know, those are my three calibers I truly love. I truly love the 22-250. I mean, that thing is just lightning fast. I mean, it is one wicked speed demon. And flat shooting. That I do believe it is still one of the flattest shooting rifles on the market. And then your 308 and your 3030s are just beautiful. I have been leaning towards a Creedmoor for my fiance. We're all trying to stay within the same caliber, so that way when we get into reloading, we're not buying thousands of different reloading material. My buddy has a Creedmoor. I believe it's compared to a 260. It's just under, they were talking, it's just under a 270. And it's a nice gun. It really is. It is a really nice gun. That's when you'll actually see us shooting most of these guns that we're talking about in styles, because we want to have all these women and the children come in. Now the only difference is with 22-250, that thing it's got a real loud bark. So I don't know for a child, because there is no kick to it. It's all bark. It would scare them and make them jump. I might go 243 or 30-30, maybe a Creedmoor, but those are my picks. What are your picks, Timmy?
I like my 30-06. It's just a gun that, it was my first rifle that I actually shot. It's something that I feel comfortable using. Just going out, shooting, having a good time target shooting. The 30-06 has been a proven round for years and years. It's a round that I love. But
now also, explain the gun to them, though, and why you love it.
Well, I have a older Mauser. When they brought this specific model over, they changed it from the Mauser round to the American 30-06 round, and it's a beautiful gun. It's comfortable to shoot, comfortable for me to hold in my arm. You know, it's lightweight.
Rifle sights are nice.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful gun all around. It's got a chrome action. I love it. Yeah, only one round, and that's the round in the chamber that it can hold, but still a nice gun. I love shooting it.
One shot, one kill. Always make the first one in the chamber count. Never rely on that backup.
Exactly. Make it count.
I prefer, truthfully, for years I didn't even hunt with a rifle or a shotgun. I hunted with a muzzleloader. Huh. Always filled my tags. Like I said, like you'll find out, we're meat hunters. We go out. We've gotten some nice trophies. I mean, I'm not gonna say we haven't. And I've gotten a lot of bucks, but out here we live in a small town, not a lot of jobs, so a lot of people, or at least my family was growing up that way, where deer puts meat on your table for the winter, and I still do that. I don't buy hardly any meat through the winter. I rely on trying to get my deer. This year we're going to change some stuff up. We're going small game, big time. We're going squirrels. We're going rabbits. I'm not a fan of turkey because I don't like dark meat and things, but that's me. We're going to even get into a little frog gigging and some crayfishing. We're going to experiment with a lot of different things for you guys this year. We're going to try to make this one of the top YouTube channels. We want to bring old-time value back. Teach the kids the value. Now, what's your second favorite?
Honestly, I like the 30-06. That's really the only main rifle that I've shot.
What about shotguns?
A shotgun, I love the 16 gauge. That's what I use to kill.
Arguably, so don't I. It's a shame because they don't make enough bullets for it anymore.
That's true.
My grandfather had a Sweet 16. That thing was amazing. I had he had a Nithka 16 gauge as well. But once it got hard to find rounds for, they got rid of them.
Yeah, 16 gauge is a beautiful gun. It's what I got both of my deer with. First year out with a shotgun, I got a small doe with my dad by my side. It was.
I thought you got that with a 12 gauge though.
No, it was a 16 gauge.
Was it?
Yep. Beautiful deer, small deer, but.
Man, your first big buck was with a
Yep.
16.
And 2 years ago, I went out with my uncle's 16 gauge Ithaca Model 37. Beautiful gun.
I know I sold him my 12 gauge just like it.
Very loud though, and that I dragged a beautiful 8-point out opening day with that gun.
We're gonna actually do a tutorial on. We're gonna have our opening scene for Big and Little. We're still in the process of developing everything, so we're still early. We're just getting to where we want. We know what demographics we want to hit. We are shooting for women. We got everything: women, men, children's, teenagers, older people. I mean, we're gonna have a little of everything. Anything outdoors. If you want to see us try it, let us know. I mean, we're gonna try foraging. We're gonna try different types of pickling methods and making different jerkies to bring you what our group thinks, not just what one individual thinks. It's gonna be a vote on what we think is the best products and ways to produce techniques and produce your game and everything. I mean, we're going to even try to develop our own hunting scents this year. I mean, we already have our own brand that we came up with. We will have clothes and things coming out sponsored by Hoffy's Outdoors, Hoffy's Graphics in Arcade. But he's sponsoring our outdoors channel and stuff. So you like the 30-06 and the 16. Both are good rounds. Both are proven.
Yep.
Even though, I mean, my argument is I don't like 30-06 as much as the 308 because they're pretty much identical, just a longer brass.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much basically the only differences. They're both pretty much a 30 caliber, close. They're both right there. And to me, to have that little extra powder, I think the 30-06 suffers a little for accuracy. When you actually take them out and put them side by side, they actually had a military sniper. He took two of the identical guns out, one in a 308, one in a 30-06, and sat down side to side. And every time the 308 outperformed, unless he flinched on a shot. Every time the 30-06 would toss one, and that was with a 2-hour cooldown time. In a truck, fans and everything it was scrutinized. He did a really good tutorial on it to show that, and it was a real interesting argument. All right, so you got your 30-06, which you're targeting up to possible moose. They don't like to, some states don't like to see that round go for moose and elk. And you have a gun that you can run birdshot through and slug for deer, so you got somewhat a multi-purpose round. But what else would you like to use? What's another round that's been really piquing your interest? It could be anything. It could be a long action. It could be a 300 Win Mag. It could be a 460, a 700 T-Rex. I mean, I'd love to shoot the 700 T-Rex Nitro Mag. Woohoo! The way that thing tosses people around.
I've seen videos on those.
That's
a strong round.
I mean, personally, for my big bore guns, I'd 45-70. 460 Smith & Wesson 500, 444s, all beautiful big guns. Yeah, they're not, those ones aren't main distance guns, but they'll pack a distance. I mean, if I want to go distance, I'm going to start shooting. I'll start shooting the 7mm and the 300 Win Mag.
My buddy shoots 300, and he dropped a deer at 200 or 300 yards. He made a bad decision on when he shot because he was sitting in a little kid's playhouse. That echo really got to him, but he got the deer.
300's a little big for where we're at for our country, but for New York.
It also depends on where you're hunting, whether you've got open fields.
Well, I've got open fields. I can shoot up to 700 yards in a couple of spots, but it doesn't mean I should.
That's true. Doesn't mean.
I mean, I've shot out to 600 yards.
Just because you could doesn't mean you should.
Well, I shot out to 600 yards with 22-250, 4 shots, 4 hits. And out to 400 is about max of penetration with a 22-250. After that, on a deer, Out to 600 yards, it barely breaks the skin. It didn't even break the bone on the leg. So, anything else? Any other guns you like to?
I do want to get into. I want to open up, get a couple more guns to try out. Different calibers. Start low, go high, or work my way down from a 30-06 to find the perfect gun that I like.
Well, if we go out shooting, you can try all the guns we have.
Yep.
Like when we go out,
You can do that.
and we're gonna be joining a hopefully Franklinville Rod and Gun Club, 300-yard shooting range. We'll be tossing out some challenges to people on YouTube. Some of the people that I subscribe to, I see they're absolutely amazing shooters, like Hushin. Them guys, nobody shoots like Eric and them. Them guys are just awesome. I watch them every week. What they do with a bow and everything, but I'm gonna try to throw a challenge out here in a little while on them. I gotta go practice. I just tore my bow apart, and Timmy's getting into bow hunting this year. I took my rest and sights off from my bow and gave to him, and I gotta redo my bow, and I'm shooting an early carbon. It's 2004 right in there. So it's not as fast and as new as theirs, but man, I tell you, I can stick an arrow pretty decent. So I want to get something that I can shoot more distance with. Most of the stuff are for our pins out here because we don't hunt out west. I'm a fan of having the single pin adjustable sight so I can adjust my range myself, because having 3 pins in there and my bow shoots so close, I hate having one pin right directly on top of the other. It drives me bonkers. So I'm going to a 1 pin so I can go out, because I want to be able to come out and I want to hunt moose and elk and go all over the place. And that's our dream, is to really get out there and start doing this and hunting and fishing everywhere, teaching people, meeting people, just have a good life experience. That's all you can ask for.
Bring back the traditions.
Yep. Nobody wants to teach their kids how to hunt and fish anymore. It's a dying art. It's hard to find families that hunt and fish anymore. Out here, we still live in a pretty decent hunting and fishing community, but I can tell you from when I was a kid, it ain't nothing. Like, you used to not be able to drive this down the state lands, and there'd be cars parked down both sides of the roads, and you could barely squeeze through. And this is no lie. You could sit there on a Saturday or Friday night at my grandmother's porch on the main road, and for hours, nothing but cars, just solid lines of traffic. Now, nothing. I can drive down the state lane. You might run into 1, 2 cars. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I started hunting at the age of 12. Legally, I was hunting at the age of 12. Before that, I thought I was a little Billy Butthole, and I was out there with a BB gun and, pop shot at whatever we could, like kids do. Take cans with us and set them in the trees and pretend you're shooting squirrels and stuff. I mean, it's what kids always did. I mean, we'd make our own bows with string and tree branches, and hey, look at this, shoot your own bow. And I grew up shooting. I was 12 years old and I got my first bow. It was a 45-pound longbow, fiberglass. And believe it or not, I got my little game license and I went out and I actually got a rabbit with that. It was pretty fun. So, but we're gonna end it here. This is Big and Little's Outdoors. If you like us, please subscribe, click like. If you have any comments that you want us to do, go ahead and reach out to us. You can get us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I mean, we're on them all. If you got anything, it's there. Just look under all lowercase, big.n.little.outdoors, and it's for everything. It's for, the only one that isn't for is Twitch. We're just getting into that, and I see it's more gaming, so we're trying to figure out the demographics for that. And that one there, it's still under Big and Little, but it's Sav 308. And just trying to get out there, meet as many people as we can, and experience as much fun as we can. So
remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. If there's any ideas that you want for us to do, put them in the comments. We'll get to trying them.
Yep. You can even reach us at Big and Little Outdoors on Gmail. If you got a question, you can email us. If you got a suggestion, something for us to check out and try, we're willing to do it. Get a hold of us. Thanks. Have a good day.